Hello, and welcome to this presentation of my analysis of the provided Nike factory data. I'm your analyst, James Gowdron, and I hope this will be an insightful session. Nike is one of the world's most recognizable brands. It operates 538 factories in 43 countries, creating apparel, footwear, and equipment. These factories employ over 1 million people, including over 750,000 women and 55,000 migrant workers. I've broken my analysis down into two sections. So we'll start with factory analysis and then we'll move on to the worker analysis. So where are these factories? There's some on every continent. This map shows where they are, with a light green indicating at least one and the darkest green indicating 123. These are the top 10 countries by factory count. They operate 78% or 417 factories, and we'll be talking about them in a little bit more depth now. These graphs break the factories down in each country by product type and by size. On the top we have the factory type, and on the bottom we have the factory size. You can see at the top left that China has the most factories at 123 in total, but also has more footwear and equipment factories than any other country. Vietnam takes the lead for apparel factories, having the most of those. And at the bottom, I've got a little bit of a description about what factory size means, large being more than 2,000 workers, medium being between 500 and 2,000 workers, and small factories having less than 500 workers. And you can see that, again, China dominates with 123 factories, but they also have more factories in each of these categories than any other country. Here we see a breakdown of factories by product type and by size. Small factories and apparel factories make up a large section of all factories, and they have a significant overlap. This might be by design, as small factories could lend themselves better to specialism and let you spread them across different countries, but Nike may be able to save some money by combining them into larger factories. We also see that equipment tends to be made in small factories more so than large factories, having the fewest large factories dedicated to equipment. So now we'll take a closer look at the worker data. So here we have a scatter plot which compares the number of line workers to the number of total workers. So this is a bit of analysis to try to understand what factories are made up of in terms of the people who work the factory and the people who manage or administer the factory. Overall, they mostly seem to be doing what we would expect. We'd expect them to have a high percentage of line workers across all different types of factories. And as you get to smaller factories down the bottom left, you'd expect there to be a lower percentage, as you have only 10 people and one person's a manager, and that establishes a higher percentage of non-line worker staff. We do, however, have some outliers. So these are worth looking at as they are out of the ordinary, where they seem to have more non-line workers than you would expect of a factory their size, particularly this blue one that's way off by itself, the apparel one. It may be that this is a necessary or sensible thing. Perhaps we're reporting on an office that's attached to a factory or something like that. But if we have a factory that has about 50% of its workers not being line workers, that maybe is worth investigating a bit further to understand why that is. So here we have a pair of graphs that talk about the top 10 countries by percentage migrant workers and by percentage female workers. You can see that Malaysia and Jordan, by a long shot, have the most migrant workers, but you can also see that quite a lot of countries have a high percentage of female workers, starting with Georgia and Moldova. And looking at the same question in a slightly different way, we can see that most factories have a small percentage of migrant workers, with 446 of them having between 0 and 10% migrant workers. And there's a much wider spread of percentage female workers across factories, where many of them, 81% of factories have more than 50% workers being female, which means that we are seeing a lot more women being employed by Nike than we would expect based on the general population having about 50% female people. So I've got a few scatter plots here that try to explore a few things to varying degrees of success. Here we have on the y-axis percentage female workers and on the x-axis percentage migrant workers, and our dots represent the different sized factories. I did this to try to see if we had a trend where maybe large factories had more migrant workers or more female workers. There's not an overall trend here. The largest thing that you can tell in this and the following graphs is that most factories have 0% or low percentage migrant workers. So here we have the same thing, migrant versus female workers, but we're talking about the different product types. And again, we see the overriding effect is that most factories have a small number of migrant workers, but we do see that apparel kind of spreads across, where we have quite a few blue diamonds that have close to 100% both in migrant and female workers. This last scatter plot shows us the percentage of migrants versus female workers by country. And while we don't see an overarching trend, we do see some clustering where we see Indonesia having towards the top left, that's the blue lines, which means that they have a low number of migrant workers, but a high number of female workers. And overall, you can see that these countries that have been selected for this graph have a high number of female workers and spread across the migrant worker spectrum a fair way. So the key takeaways from this are that China has the most factories for Nike overall and in most categories. About factory makeup, apparel and equipment factories tend to be on the small side, and there may be some improvements to be made there in terms of efficiency by combining them and making larger factories. There are some factories with a smaller percentage of line workers than we would have expected. This may just be due to data being mixed in with other types of factories rather than all like production line factories. There could be other things at play here, but there's some things worth investigating in that. Nike employs quite a lot of women across all countries and all factories. And some countries, like Malaysia and Jordan, employ many migrant workers, high percentages of migrant workers, but the majority of Nike's factories don't. Thank you, that's all I've got for you today. I hope you enjoyed yourself.